if you are setting goals and those goals are based in some pain that you have experienced, whether it is something that happened to you, whether it is a mistake that you made and you're now like resetting your life because of this mistake, because you never want to be in this position again. I get that. But the mistake that I see a lot of women making is that they take the pain and the shame and the guilt from whatever negative experience they've had, and they use that as the fuel to get to the goal. That is not good fuel. That's like the lowest level fuel. Imagine if you have a vehicle, you have an expensive premium vehicle, and you want to get from point A to point B. You have this expensive premium vehicle that you have invested in, this vehicle that you value. And then you take that vehicle and you put the lowest possible grade of fuel in it. When you set a goal that is based in your pain and your shame and your embarrassment and the mistake, right? You rely on the lowest possible fuel to get you from point A to point B. So what happens is when things start to look good, right? When things start to get better in your life, you end up relying back on this low level fuel. You end up relying on the shame, relying on the guilt, relying on the embarrassment, relying on the pain, relying on the I'm gonna get back at them, relying on those types of feelings to get you to the place where you need to be, to get you into that motivated state to achieve that goal. That is counterintuitive because you're looking at progress. The goal is about progress. So it is as much about the journey as it is about the achievement. So if you rely on being in a low place to feel motivated, how are you going to get to a higher place where you've actually achieved the goal? And I'm not sure that a lot of women see this. We can tend to glean this sense of power from being in a place of never again, this is never going to happen to me again, and I made up my mind and this is what I'm going to do. That's just the beginning of it. And I think what so many women don't realize is that they need to heal so that you can be in a place where you're constantly progressing. Because what happens is if you stay in that low place, if you stay in that place of shame and guilt and pain and unforgiveness and that place of, oh my gosh, I made a mistake and I can't let this happen to me ever again, you start to invite everything that you were trying to get away from. And this is why you're taking 3 steps forward and 5 steps back, because you keep going back to the place where you were hurt. You keep going back to the place where you experienced pain in order to gain the motivation that you need to get to the next level. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. So in whatever goal that you are setting, make sure that healing is a part of that journey. And the goal is a journey. It is not an event. And when you realize it is a journey, you develop the patience, the compassion, and the wisdom and the faith that you need to keep going. And you find that you will not forget the reason why you began, but you will no longer need that shame. You will no longer need that guilt. You will no longer need that pain as a motivator to get you to the next level. There are people that you want to achieve this goal for. Some of you are not doing this for yourself. Some of you are doing this for your child. Some of you are doing this for your family. Some of you are doing this for a friend. And that's beautiful and that's noble. But you don't sacrifice yourself in the process. You don't sacrifice your well-being in the process. Sacrifice is strategic. Right? Sacrifice is for a specific time. Sacrifice is not a lifestyle, right? If you are in a constant state of sacrifice, you're not doing it right. I'm sorry to say, it might feel good. And the thing is, a lot of women are celebrated for that sacrifice. You gave up so much for me. You do so much for me. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. And it's not that we then become selfish, because there's a flip side of that. A lot of women who live this sacrificial lifestyle, when they wise up and they realize, listen, I have been giving myself the short end of the stick my whole life. When they wise up and they realize what they've been doing, they flip the script and they become selfish. And it's tempting and it's easy, because you are so deprived in certain areas. You want to pour back into yourself, but be very careful that you are not neglecting the needs of those who are still in your life, those who need your time and your care and your attention. I have done this in my own life, and it's not a pleasant place to be. But the same way that you own whatever made you decide that you're going to start with this goal, you can own the instances along the way where you make mistakes, and you can stop and you can evaluate. And that's what the vision sequence is all about. When you start, you're going to look at your life and you're going to set your goals, but there are milestones along the way where you're going to check back in with yourself. And this is something you do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. It becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a part of you. It becomes so natural, so that now you are no longer losing yourself on the way to your goal. And you're no longer losing the people in your life who mean so much to you on the way to that goal as well. Because I've seen women who, they do all the things and they gain all the things and they have the status and they have the job and they have the home and they have the things and they have the lifestyle, but they don't have the love. And it's a sad thing when a woman has achieved all her goals and she has lost her ability to love. So in your progression towards your goals, in your decision to make your life better, make sure that you are also getting better along every step of the way. Make sure that you are also showing up well, not showing up looking good, but showing up well, in a state of well-being within yourself, so that when you interact with the people who you are going to be with along the way, the people who are going to walk in step with you and the people who are just going to watch, because they're important too. There's a message that you're sending to the people who are going to watch. Are they watching you heal? Are they watching you learn? Are they watching you grow? Are they watching you actually become better? Or are they just watching you achieve stuff? So I know I said a lot. I'm going to leave that with you. And I really hope this helps. Blessings on your journey.